Dear students, welcome you all for the Productive Relay and Servicing Lab of 5th semester Electrical and Electronics Engineering. In this session, we are going to discuss about the installation of UPS with batteries along to the load. So here we are going to troubleshoot problems in the UPS and we have to suggest suitable remedies for the UPS. Let me start with the experiment with the aim. The aim of the experiment is that install and test the UPS with batteries, troubleshoot and suggest suitable remedies. Here we are going to installing the UPS, connect into the batteries and to the load, and if you found any problem in a UPS, let us find out the solution for that UPS and suggest suitable solutions or suitable remedies. So what is UPS? It is uninterruptible power supply. So it is an electronic product used to provide backup power for sensitive devices in case their normal power failure or blackout. It is an electronic device which is going to used for backup power protection to the devices which are so sensitive. If the power has been failed to continue the power or in case of blackouts. So usually this UPS power is going to be measured in terms of the watts or in kilowatts. So usually these kinds of UPS are going to be used for saving and protecting the valuable computer data. So usually UPS are going to provide power conditioning, power regulation, and in case of power failures provide the crucial backup power. So it can do the power conditioning also, power regulation also, as well as it has to give the crucial backup power. So UPS are also used for emergency power supplies for hospitals, data centers, municipalities, industrial and commercial centers, where we can find out their very sensitive or essential data has been stored if at all any sudden failure of the power will take place, so that my UPS will act like a backup or to restore my all the data without losing my data. So there are three distinct types of UPSs, namely online UPS, offline UPS and line interactive UPS. So online UPS means where the power is continuously changed and given to the load, like the mains of the supply has been given to the converter or rectifier, where we are going to converting AC into DC. Again we are converting that DC into AC by means of inverter and connect it to the load. This is going to continuously happening, and same time the whatever the rectified voltage or rectified power has been given to my batteries to store the energy in the batteries. If the power has been failed, then the power will flow from battery to the inverter, where DC power has been converted into AC power and given to the load. At the same time, offline UPS means, so offline UPS is something where we are not continuously converting the power, like converting AC to DC, again DC to AC by means of inverter and giving to the load. Just what we have to do in offline UPS is that when the power or mains is there, then we are going to give the power directly to the load without converting the power from AC to DC and DC to AC, and at the same time we are going to do the conversion by means of rectifier and give to the my battery to store the power. Once the power has been paid, then the mains will goes off, the power will be taken from the batteries where it is in terms of DCs, which can be converted into DC to AC by means of inverter and give back to the load. So the third one is the line interactive. It is some kind of offline UPS where I am going to be using continuous power to the my load without converting the power from AC to DC and DC to AC by means of rectifier and inverter, and I am continuously charging the batteries but not continuously converting the power and giving to the load. If any power outage will take place, I am going to be sending that power from a static switches by bypass static switches. So all UPS includes core circuitry that manipulates electricity, converting it from AC power produced by the utility company and to DC power stored in the battery, and back again for the use of your equipment via an inverter by converting DC to AC. So usually nowadays we are going to using a UPS with a microprocessor or microcontroller UPS. It is a small computer embedded within the UPS itself that controls the key functions of the UPS, like it's going to manipulate the electricity, it's going to control the rectifier power, it's going to control the inverted power like DC to AC and AC to DC. It's going to control the how much power has to be flowing to the batteries, and it is going to monitor the load conditions. So overall my system is going to be control all the parameters. So what are the apparatus required to conduct this experiment? So initially I need a basically UPS and suitable ratings as per my applications, as per my need, as per the load conditions, and batteries. Batteries also required for 12 volts batteries. So how many batteries were going to be required? So as per the load requirement. So your load may be single phase. A multimeter is required over here to measure the terminal battery voltages. And last one is connecting wires. The connecting wires are required to connect my UPS to the batteries as well as UPS to the load, and wires from coming mains to the my UPS. So as per my requirement. What are the tools required? So here I need a testing lamp to measure the continuity tester for all the equipments. A tester is required, cutting plier, screwdriver, and soldering gun. So these are all the tools required to dismantle the UPS or open all the parts of the UPS if you found any problem, and resolve the issues or sort out the problem and reassemble all the parts, connect to the load. So block diagram of UPS. So it is an online UPS. So here you can see that the mains, the supply will come from the mains, and it will go to the rectifier where I am going to converting that AC power into DC power, and again I am going to converting that DC power into AC power by means of inverter, and then I am going to connect it to the my load. At the same time, whatever the power converted by the rectifier in terms of DC, which is fed to my battery, so that I am going to continuously charging the battery. If power goes off, if the mains fails, then what happens? Then my battery will come into action. It is going to serve the purpose. Like battery is going to give the DC power to the inverter, where my inverter is going to convert the DC power into AC power to the load. And one more thing is that the static bypass for the emergency conditions. I am going to, if my rectifier and inverters are failed to operate, at that point I should not interrupt my supply. So I am going to give a static bypass to my load from the mains by bypassing the rectifier and inverter. So after doing this one, let me discuss about what are the faults, possible faults are going to be occur in my UPS, and what are the reasons for that fault, and how we are going to troubleshoot those faults. So let me speak about the few of the faults which are going to occur usually in my UPS. The fault number one is UPS works on 240 volt AC mains but does not operate on battery. So what will be the possible reason for this? Maybe battery fuse is blown out or battery is discharged blown out. So how to resolve this one? So what is the troubleshooting method? Check the battery fuse. If the fuse is blown, replace it. If it is loose, tighten. Or recharge the battery. Also check the polarity of the battery. The second fault may be when UPS is switched on, charger does not turn on. It does not going to charge the battery. So the reason may be mains input fuse may be blown out, or charger input fuse blown out. So solution for this one is that change mains fuse if fuse is blown out, check the battery polarity and conditions, correct it if it wrong, replace the fuse. And third thing is that check the supply from mains. If it's okay, then check relay wiring, and if some problem in the relay wiring, then check the relay coil or replace the relay coil. So third one is that a 240 volts AC mains supply not available. So the reason may be main supply fails, input AC mains is very low, loose connection in input wiring. These are all the three possible reasons. So there is a solution for this is that check the supply of the mains, check the voltage, tight the connections of the wiring coming from the distribution board if the loose connection has been happened. So fourth one is that DC voltage is okay, but UPS shows DC under voltage and trips. So reason may be inverter fuse is blown off, or rust or loose connection in the battery section. So for this one I need to replace the fuse in the inverter section or check the connections where from the battery has been blown out. So after this another fault may be DC fuse is blown off. So for this condition, because it is going to happen because of the overload or short circuit. So for that one I need to change the DC fuse and try to reduce the DC overload conditions. So next is UPS does not switch on. This may be happens because supply fails due to blown out of fuse, some break in the cable. For this troubleshooting solution is that replace fuse, check the cable. So next one is that UPS trips when full load is connected. So this is going to happen because of overload setting is wrong. For this one I need to adjust the overload setting in a proper manner so that it has to withstand with the overload conditions. So next is UPS does not switch on in battery mode. So for this problem the possible reason may be mains earthing is not proper, problem in inverter circuit. So the suitable remedies for solution for this one is that check the earth connection, make it proper earth connection, check the batteries, MOSFET, oscillator section, driver section and output sections. If anything fails, then remove those components and install new one with my soldering gun. So last one is that a low backup time. So this is mainly because of the main filter capacitor problem and battery get short circuited or discharged. So for this reason solution may be check and replace the capacitor, check battery, replace if it is required. So after this the procedure of the installation of UPS connected to the battery to my load. So initially note down the nameplate values of both UPS and battery. Next connect the UPS with battery terminals to my connecting wires. Connect the UPS to load from output terminals of the UPS. Next connect the mains of the utility to the input terminals of the UPS. Now check the battery voltage with my multimeter. So once you find out the correct voltage from the multimeter from the battery, so let me find out or measure the specific gravity of the battery's electrolytic solution by means of hydrometer. So here the specific gravity of the fully charged battery electrolyte solution should be in the range of 1.280 to 1.30. If it is in the range of 1.280 to 1.30, then we can say that this battery is completely charged. If it is below or above that one, we have to charge the battery properly. So if you found any problem in the UPS, whether it might be charging or not charging, as I discussed in the earlier, open the UPS cover if it is not working. Check the conditions of all the components of the UPS by using series test lamp, multimeters and all the required accessories, replace the components which are not working, and after replacing all the components, assemble all the parts and connect to the load, and connect the UPS to the supply mains and observe the UPS is working. So after this procedure, the students must be able to understand the operation of UPS, identify the different parts and components of the UPS. They will be able to diagnose fault in the UPS and suggest suitable remedies to troubleshoot the problem. So here we are going to now install my UPS, connecting to the batteries and to the load from the mains, and let me find out the terminal voltages of the batteries, and later on let me find out the specific gravity of the electrolytic solutions of the battery. Thank you, and we will do the installation of the battery now. This is the installation of UPS connected to the load and to the batteries. So let me explain about how we are going to install the UPS to my load. So here my single phase main supply. From this main supply I am taking to the my extension board. To the extension board you can see that two wires. One is a blue and one is a black. These two wires being carried out to the input side of my UPS. You can see over here there are two wires coming from the mains. One is the blue and one is black. So you can see on the upper side, you can say that line in and earth. I am connecting these two wires to the line in and earth, where I am taking the supply from the mains. So there are two more wires you can see over here. There are yellow color wires which are going to be taking to the load, where you can see that line out and neutral points. From the line out to neutral points, I am going to taking these two leads to connect to the one more junction box extension board, where I am connected to my load. So you can see that there are two more connecting leads are there from the my UPS. One is a red and another one is the black. These two terminals connected to the my batteries. Again, using two batteries over here. Both are of 12 volts batteries connected in series. So I am using a 24 volts battery. So you can see the make of my UPS also. Some model name is Cruise Sine Wave UPS. So the rating of this UPS is 2 kVA and the battery mode output is 230 volts 50 Hz nominal, as well as mains input is 230 volts. So where I am using the DC voltage is about the 24 volts. It means that I am using the two batteries of 12 volts in series. So for that, so I am using these UPS for connecting to the my single phase load, where you can see that the lamp is glowing right now. So as per this diagram, right now the UPS is working on position. So the mains is coming from this junction board to my UPS and connecting to UPS to the batteries for charging purpose, and output terminals has been taken from the UPS to connect to the load. So how it's going to work is a online UPS. It is continuously charging the batteries, as well as it's going to continuously giving the supply to the mains. So it is going to be converting that AC power supply into DC power by rectifier, and later it's going to converting DC to AC. While converting AC to DC, the DC voltage will be given to the batteries for charging purpose. Once again, it is going to be convert from DC to AC and connect to the load over here. So what I am going to do is over is that, so just switch off the mains. We can see that the UPS is going to be taking the supply from the battery. So what I am going to do now, the main supply is on. So just I am going to switch off the mains. When I am going to switch off the mains, you can see that the load has been taken to the batteries. Okay, so I am just going to switch off the mains. So you can see that the power will coming from the battery to the UPS and this to the mains. So look at this. So I am just switch off the mains. So the power is taken from the batteries to UPS to the load. Okay, this is how the UPS is going to be working, and this is the connection of my UPS. Now what I do next is that I am going to measure the specific gravity of the my electrolytic solution of any of the battery. So what I am going to do for this one is that I have a instrument which is going to measure the specific gravity, which is called as the hydrometer. So from this hydrometer I am going to measure the specific gravity of the electrolytic solution. So from any one of the battery. So what I am going to do, I am going to remove any one of the terminals of my this battery. So I will take the solutions in this hydrometer. Okay, you can see that. So once I taking out this, I'm just seeing that, you can see over here. So the specific gravity of my electrolytic solution is 1200. So it needs a charging. So charging is very less for this battery. So there is a required more amount of charging for this one. So this is how I am going to measure the specific gravity of my electrolytic solution. The specific gravity in the range of 1240 to 1300 as per this my hydrometer. So this is how we are going to do the installation of UPS and connect it to the load. Thank you.